What's up, nerds? My name is Cory Bergeron. You're watching Cory Bergeron Recordings, and we are back with a brand new video. Recently, I put out a video where I demo and review the Unison MIDI chord pack. That is basically a folder that you can purchase from the company Unison. And inside that folder, you have MIDI chords and MIDI chord progressions, and basically it's up to the user to import those into their session. They can choose whatever they want those MIDI chords to sound like, and it's supposed to be like easy building blocks to create music. So I made that video, and Unison actually reached out to me, and they sent me a brand new plugin that they made, their first ever plugin called the Unison Midi Wizard. Now, as I'm making this video, this plugin is not yet available to the public. You know, there's nothing about it online, so I have no idea how they're going to market this, and everything you see in this video is my thoughts and my opinion. What is the Unison Midi Wizard plugin? I'm going to get into that in this video. I'm going to show you how to use it. I'm going to make a little song with it, and I'm going to explain my thoughts on how I think it is useful. But first, if you plan on releasing music anytime soon, I recommend using the service DistroKid. DistroKid is a service that gets your music on all the major online music stores, as well as all the major music streaming services. Yes, that includes Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and Tidal, and etc. For one small annual fee, you can upload as much music as you want, and you get to keep 100% of your royalties. That's right, you can make money from your music. It's a good thing. So if you sign up using my link, www.distrokid.com/vip/whatsupnerds, you will save 7%. And it also supports the channel. Both are good things, so go make money from your music, and let's hop back into the video. So in front of me, I have a Pro Tools session, and in this Pro Tools session is actually the first song I created with the Unison Midi Wizard. So before I start jumping into the plugin, this is the first thing I ever created using the plugin, and this is what it sounds like. So the chords, melodies you heard in this work in progress song were created by the Unison Midi Wizard. You can tell that there was no plans to make a song because the session name for this is called Test 2. So I just opened up a new Pro Tools session, and in this I just have some drum loops that sound like this. And then below that I have these two instrument tracks, one called chords, one called melody, and they just have two different patches on them that sound good for chords and melody. Now at the bottom here, we have this track called Wizard, and there is nothing on this track. So let's go ahead, it's a stereo instrument track. Let's go ahead and open up the Unison Midi Wizard. So when you open it up, it looks like this. Okay, so this is what the plugin looks like, and I realized that I haven't mentioned what the plugin really is. So to me, this is a MIDI chord and MIDI melody generator. So this plugin generates chord progressions and melodies, and it's pretty interesting. So let's go through the parameters here. So we have genre, and then it gives you a list of different genres. We have the key, so you can choose the different keys. It defaults to C major, with the relative minor being A minor. You have the style, so you can change it from chords to melody. You have the length, which is either 4 bars or 8 bars, and then you can transpose it down an octave or up an octave. And up here in the middle here we have this Unison logo, and if you click this, this is like the generate button. So this will actually generate a chord progression or melody with the parameters that you have set here. So if I click this button, the wizard uses up your computer's DSP to magically shoot a chord progression here that is an ambient down-tempo chord progression in the key of C major. It's 4 bars in length, and it looks like this. So we have this piano roll. I'm going to make this a little bigger. We have this piano roll down here, and this piano roll is actually a fully functioning piano roll. You can move notes around. It'll show you what notes are in the key. When it's dark blue, it's in the key. When it's black, it is not in the key. You can also add new notes. You can loop certain sections. It really is a fully functioning piano roll. Once you've created a chord progression that you like, you can also drag it out onto another instrument track, which is a very handy tool. And lastly, and probably most importantly, you can also play the chord progression so you can hear it. Now, why am I not hearing it? This falls into how to use the plugin. So this is a MIDI generator. This doesn't create any sound. This just creates, you know, MIDI chord progressions and MIDI melodies. So we want to send this through a virtual instrument so we can hear it. So let's hop over to our mix window. So in our mix window here, we have the wizard track that is conveniently colored blue like a wizard would be. And on that we have the Unison Midi Wizard plugin. Now I want to create a chord progression and I want to be able to hear it. So what's important is that you have this instrument tab down here opened up so you can see what's going on here. And let's create a chord progression. So I just have this track here called chords that has a patch on it that sounds good for chords. And let's make the input of that the Unison Midi Wizard track. And let's make the output of it the chords track. So I'm basically saying take the MIDI information that comes out of this Unison Midi Wizard plugin and go into this Anna patch plugin. So if I've done this correctly, I should be able to hit record enable on this instrument track. And then if I press play, boom, it's set up, we have audio. So let's mess around with the plugin a little bit and let's try to find a chord progression that we like the sound of and go from there. I'm gonna change the genre to, I don't know, R&B. Let's, I don't know, change the key just for the fun of it. G major, E minor. We're gonna stick with chords, 4 bars, and let's see what happens. Okay, that works for me. Very simple, easy to write a melody over. So I'm gonna go over here to our edit window. I'm gonna open the plugin back up, and then I'm going to drag the MIDI onto the chords track. Sometimes it takes generating what feels like 100 different chord progressions to find one that works. So of course when I hit record, the first one I generate sounds the way I want it to. Okay, so now that I've dragged the MIDI onto the track, I'm going to take off the record enable. So now the MIDI is not gonna play through here. And you're just gonna hear what is on the actual track here. So let's take this chord progression, loop it 4 times, and let's hear what it sounds like with the drum loop that I have. Boom, it's an instant vibe. I think this plugin is amazing at creating inspiration out of thin air. At no point today did I wake up and go, I'm gonna make a song that sounds like this. But because of this plugin, I'm able to quickly create a chord progression, throw it in with a drum loop, and it sounds like we're going somewhere. I'm liking it so far. Let's go and create a melody. What's important is that we set the MIDI wizard to go through the melody track here. So we are just going to set this back to nothing. And then on this melody track, we are going to take the input from the Unison Midi Wizard, and then we are going to send that to our melody track. Boom, the Unison Midi Wizard is now sending to the Anna track on our melody track, which is great. So record enable that so we can hear the audio going through it. And let's, I don't know, stay in R&B, and let's create an 8-bar melody, the same key. Let's shoot it up an octave. Let's click this button and see what happens. Boom, DSP used, and let's see what happens. That's, it's no good. Let's make another one. Oh, we did a backflip this time. Nope. Okay. This one better work. Alright, I'm not liking this. Let's switch to another genre and see if that sparks any inspiration. I don't know. What do we go with? Rock and metal. What does a rock and metal melody sound like over R&B chords? Okay, so this melody clearly doesn't work, but there's parts of it that kind of sound cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this, and I'm gonna drag it on our melody track here. We're gonna just start tweaking it in MIDI here. So we're just using what it generated as inspiration, and then we're gonna change it to work for what we're doing. Okay, this is what I've created. Without that last part. Okay, let's duplicate it. We're just working faster. We're not thinking too hard. Let me add a delay to that to just kind of give it some texture. Okay, so I've added a little bit of delay. I've shot it up another octave, and I'm gonna place the lead part where I have this other drum loop introduced. So this isn't groundbreaking music, but we now have a chord progression and a melody, which is kind of creating a mood, which is great. So I'm gonna add some real organic bass to it, and we're gonna go from there. Let's see what happens. All right, that's a bass guitar. I've just kind of like looped a section. Let's give the whole thing a bit of a listen, see what we got. Okay, so with a little bit of manipulation on what the Unison Midi Wizard pumped out, I was able to manipulate the melody to get it to work the way I wanted. It gave me a pretty good chord progression. You know, I added drums and a little bit of bass, and now we have this, you know, this vibe, this lo-fi hip-hop kind of feeling track. And from there, you know, you could add vocals to it, you could do whatever you want. You could add another lead instrument, you could add a whole other chord progression to kind of give the song different sections. But for this video, I'm gonna leave it at that. I think that demonstrates what you can do with it really quickly. Okay, so let's talk about this plugin a little bit. As you can see, we whipped together something relatively quickly, and I think this plugin is great for inspiration. Just like the MIDI chord pack, that was kind of the conclusion I came to. I think it's a great tool for inspiration to help you write outside of your comfort zone. I feel the same way with the Unison Midi Wizard, but I'll take it one step further. I think it's really easy to use. Let's say you're working on a track and you don't have a vocal melody that you like, or you can't think of something. Well, this can be that source of inspiration. Let's say you don't have a guitar lead you like. This can be that source of inspiration. Let's say you have a song where you have a chorus and a verse, but you don't have a bridge section. Well, this can fill in the gaps with a chord progression and kind of give you that inspiration. So I think the limitation's really up to the user. So I look forward to continue using this in creative ways, and I'm sure if you subscribe to this channel, you will see me use it again in the future. It gets 2 thumbs up for me. I do not know what they're charging for it, but I would say that this is a useful tool, and anyone out there that's trying to just create more, this tool would be great for them. So that is it. That is the Unison Midi Wizard, a new plugin by the company Unison. I've said Unison Midi Wizard probably 1,000 times in this video, but that's how you use it. That's how it works. So that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below, and that's basically it. Use DistroKid. Life's good. All right, I will see you in the next video. Create more, create more, create more, create more.